whether or not we're going to see any more snow down here. It doesn't look like it is going to be soon, so I wouldn't go taking off the snow tires just yet. We still have that possibility. I'm back in a couple of minutes. We'll talk about what's coming up in your extended outlook.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Tim. Spokane Valley Senator Leonard Christian says it was not his intent to offend anyone when he used a slur about developmentally disabled people during a Senate floor session on Wednesday. The senator was speaking on a bill to repeal the state's community protection program for those with disabilities and histories of violent behavior.
If you surely figured out by now, I do not have a speechwriter. Probably need one, but I don't. So the terms that I put this in is this is the folks that we're responsible for. We're putting rapist in with retarded people. That's what this bill is doing. It is ending a program.
After this moment, Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck, a few moments later, says that he should, quote, watch his language, Senator Christian. In a statement today, the senator says he has concerns about the bill's potential impact, saying there is a lack of safeguards for vulnerable people. He goes on to say, in part, quote, I understand now that my remarks on the Senate floor Wednesday may have given offense to some members of the developmentally disabled community, and that certainly was not my intent. And I've had great conversations these last few days about outdated terms that once were commonly used, but are no longer considered acceptable in today's society, end quote. Immigrants' rights advocates in Wenatchee say their community is alarmed after a mom and 9-year-old were deported in February. Kevin Teeter spoke with some advocates as well as Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Elcia Maya Diaz and her 9-year-old son Cesar went in for a routine immigration appointment last month in their home city of Wenatchee, and then they disappeared.
For days, no one could tell Elsie and Cesar's friends and family where they were. Were they still in Washington? Were they in a detention center in another state? And if they were facing deportation, how could family make sure they got fair legal representation? In the end, they couldn't. By the time any answers came, it was too late. Elsie and Cesar had been deported.
After they didn't show up, and we weren't able to get answers from anyone at immigration about where they were, we put out a call to action for people to come out and demand accountability for their whereabouts.
Mandatory routine check-ins are typical for many immigrants depending on their cases. But Elsie and Cesar, who immigrated from El Salvador, were called in for a check-in on an atypical day, and WAGE didn't become aware until after they had been detained. I also spoke with reps from 2 organizations in Wenatchee that are heavily involved with services for immigrants and Spanish-speaking families. They say they've noticed a mood shift in recent weeks. Nicole Vela said she's seen that people with pending immigration cases have been more afraid to do anything that might create a record in government systems.
It's really unfortunate that somebody can't address their substance use disorder or their mental health disorder or get their kids help for their autism because they're afraid that if they go to the doctor or if they get health insurance that they'll be deported.
People are being deported all the way to California, all the way to Texas, all the way to Louisiana. Being moved from detention center to detention center. We can't get a powers of attorney ready, emergency plans ready.
I reached out to ICE and they told me, quote, all illegal aliens receive full due process and asylum seekers have their feared claims heard. If they have a valid, credible fear claim, they will continue in immigration proceedings. But if no valid claim is found, aliens will be subject to swift deportation. In Wenatchee, I'm Kevin Teeter.
In a crime tracker alert, the largest drug seizure in the history of eastern Washington, over 164 pounds of fentanyl powder and over 200 pounds of meth were seized in a federal search of multiple locations across the Tri-Cities. This is part of an ongoing drug trafficking investigation into a man by the name of Amador Sanchez and affiliates. The feds say he used multiple homes to facilitate and conceal the trafficking operation. In addition to the drugs, over $2 million in cash and 16 guns were taken in as well. Sanchez was out on supervised release from another drug trafficking conviction. There are indictments expected soon. State semifinal matchups in the Numerica Veterans Arena tonight. Teams are trying to punch their ticket to the state title. SWX's Grady Glover with us now. Not only are these teams trying to pick up a big win, but some of them are taking on their rivals, so added motivation there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best. I mean, how much bigger can a rivalry game get than the winner not only going to state, but also they are trying to knock out their rival to get there. That's exactly what we had in the 2B girls semifinals. The 4 seed Reardon taking on 9th seed Davenport. In the 2B girls, you know that this one's going to be good. Tenise Waters for Reardon. She's going to get the ball, beats her defender on the wing. Check this out. Drives to the hoop on the left side, just making it look easy Then in transition, it's Chasen Waters who's going to throw it up to Rylan Green. Another layup, the Screaming Eagles taking advantage of what was working for them early. Chasen Waters on the right side. This time makes her move, gets into the paint, gets the foul and the bucket. She is fired up. The Gorillas had a little bit of a slow start in this one. Glenna Soliday drawing attention from multiple defenders, but it doesn't matter. Maintains the possession and scores. That's 2 for the Gorillas, but the Screaming Eagles win it 49-38. They advance to the state championship where it'll be a rematch against Cle Elum Roslyn for a gold ball. That's just one game that we had from the Spokane Arena. A lot more and a lot more highlights that'll still be coming up.
All right, we still have much more to come. Stay with us. Well, at the State Bee Tournament in Spokane, you can expect a lot of team spirit and some unique ways to display it. NonStop Locals Noah Bolter spoke with some high schoolers about the method behind their crazy hat madness.
Day 3 of State Bee. I'm here with a couple of ACH high schoolers. This is Calvin, this is Zach, 2 freshmen, and you'll notice their hats. Can you show off your hat a little bit? Just look at that top hat, and if you look behind them, the whole student section representing unique hats. So, Calvin, let's start with you. What's the story behind the hats?
One of our teachers, Carrie Isaac, one year just started putting stuff together, throwing it in his bag, and then it just kind of stuck, so now ever since, everyone's just been wearing them.
Okay, so you're holding this bag. Hold the bag up for the people at home, and then in the bag, what is there? It's still a hat. It looks like this was an unpopular one. It went unclaimed. So what's the deal? If you keep all the hats in the bag, is there a race for everybody's favorite?
Yeah, it's mostly a race. Everyone leaves their seats. It's a free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all, so is it like a first-come, first-serve, or are there like assigned hats?
No, everyone's just racing towards it.
I know it might seem obvious, but what are your 2 favorite hats?
Mine's is a chicken hat.
Chicken hat?
Mine's definitely the top hat.
Well, you're representing right now. I hope you're having a great time. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll send it back to you in the studio, but for now, in Spokane, I'm Noah Bolter. NonStop Local.
Well, with what feels like an early spring, you can see some spectacular wildflower blooms across the Pacific Northwest. These blooms typically start in April and can last through the month of August, depending on the temperatures and whether we see rain or if wildfires move through. These flowers are found across both national parks and state parks in Washington and Idaho. So a couple of spots to check out: the Little Spokane Natural Area, peak seasons late April, early May; Mount Spokane State Park in late May through early August; and then Dishman Hills in early April through mid-June.
Just one of the best times of the year when we talk about those flowers coming into blossom all around the region. Now the trees are going to follow suit, and it's just so great out there. Here's what's going on in our area. Above normal temperatures just about everywhere, and although we have showers coming in, that snow level's like 5,500 feet in elevation. Most of us live down around 2,000 feet in elevation, and even our low mountain passes are just getting rain showers right now. More valley rain, gusty winds moving in as we go into our weekend. And actually, we get more winter-like weather coming in next week because of a colder air mass that's more typical for this time of the year. Typical high in Spokane's 46, officially got to 49 today. Some folks seeing some 50s out there. Yakima at almost to 60 at 59 for the official daytime high. As we check out Tri-Cities right now, 62 was the daytime high there for pretty mild conditions. Now we're looking at rain showers just about everywhere, including the mountain passes. 38 at Snoqualmie, 33 when you get up to the Stevens Pass area. Just checked on the reports, and both of them are getting rain showers out of that next wave coming in. Now we're watching the storm pattern right now up and over high pressure that is off the coast, but there's also a pocket of colder air up here in the Gulf of Alaska that's going to become entrained within that jet stream, that storm track, and move in over the top of us for much cooler, windy conditions as we go into the forecast here. So here's the big computer forecasting model, and we have this front coming in as we go through our weekend with that cooler air mass, blustery, gusty winds, and cooler air rolling in as we go into the extended forecast. I'll zoom in a little bit tighter here. We'll go to the high resolution close-up forecast, and you can see that we have showers coming to our side of the Cascades as we go into our Saturday morning. A lot of that action is going to be down through the mid-Columbia, Columbia Gorge, coming into the Blue Mountains, kind of undercutting Spokane area, Pullman over into Lewiston, Moscow, Idaho, and then up into the Bitterroots. Then we have a nice little break until Sunday morning. And we heard about some of our golf courses opening up. So I know we have some golfers that would love to be out there. But get ready for some showers, valley rain, mountain snow, as we go into the early hours on our Sunday. And then we have these off and on again showers, along with the blustery winds for Sunday itself. Then off and on again showers as we go into that extended forecast. Here's some of the overnight low temperatures around our region, and for the daytime highs coming up, even warmer than what we saw there today. It's almost going to be 70 in the Tri-Cities, 68 at the airport. Remember to set our clocks ahead tomorrow night and Sunday morning as we go back to daylight savings time. It looks like as we go into the upcoming week, it's going to be cooler and unsettled, with that wintry mix returning to the region and cooler temperatures, especially in the overnight hours, where in the morning we can see our temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s.
Well, still to come, the Colfax Bulldogs look to make it back to their second state title in 3 years.
Live from the Northern Quest Sports Studio. This is SWX NonStop Local Sports.
Well, on Wednesday, the Spokane Arena started off 48 teams hoping to win a state championship. Today, just 16 teams woke up with that dream still alive, and we worked our way tonight to the 8 state finalists. In the 1B boys, number 2 Elmira Cooley Heartline taking on number 3 Tulalip Heritage. Jalen Gray, he came ready to play in this one, and he was making moves in the paint. Couple nice dribbles, going to find his shot. This one throws it up off the glass and gets it to go, but the Warriors start automatic as well. Caden Correa to Max Grindy, deep 3-ball, swish. Then it's the reverse. It's Grindy who's going to find Correa. He takes it on the left side, finishes with the right, a hard-fought 2 there for the Warriors. But the Hawks had it going on. Davian Parks has the speed, turns around, adds another 2 for Tulalip Heritage. Parks scores 30 points. Tulalip Heritage will face top-seeded Lummi Nation in the 1B state championship at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Oakdale girls looking to make an appearance in the state championship, facing Nia Bay in the semis. But the Lady Reds, they didn't win 3 state titles in a row by accident. Strong take from Angel Haltunen leads to a layup for Nia Bay. Oakdale was cold for most of the first half, but they finally got something going near halftime. Braden Henley with the acrobatic layup gets that one to go, but Nia Bay with the answer. Quapes Green, left alone, is going to make the defense pay. That one from beyond the arc. Then just before the half, Grace Perry of the Nighthawks is going to able to hit this bucket in traffic, but Oakdale was down big at the break. The Lady Reds are headed back to the championship game. Oakdale will play in the 3rd-5th game tomorrow. It was a Bulldog battle in this 2B boys semifinal. Colfax taking on Okanagan, and Okanagan came out with a strong start. Hiram Lyles with the drive, able to get this shot to go despite the taller defender. But Colfax, they were crashing the offensive glass all night. Ledger Kelly corrals the miss, is going to bounce it to Caleb Lustig. What a pass, goes up strong, the bucket and one with the finish. Here's Lustig now chasing down a loose ball off a miss. This one's going to lead to Dylan Thompson, who's going to find enough room for a soft little floater for Colfax. But this is the play that everybody at the arena was talking about tonight. Adric Jenkin from half court to beat the first quarter buzzer. Why not? 3 of his 19 points. The Colfax Bulldogs pick up the 14-point win over Okanagan. They'll go to their 2nd state title game in the last 3 years. Clarkston Bantams, they're getting ready to take on top-seeded Linden. This was in the Yakima Sundome. Jocelyn McCormick-Marks is going to drive and hit this tough floater for the Bantams. This is early first quarter for Clarkston. but off the inbounds, Linden is going to go to Ryan Steffen for the easy bucket underneath. And that would do it as Linden goes on to win this one 50-30. Clarkson will play in the 3rd-5th game against Ellensburg tomorrow at 11:15. Over in Idaho, the 6A boys semifinal, Lake City gets a 17-point win to advance to the state championship. They'll face Hawaii at 8 p.m. tomorrow. In the 4A semifinals, Bonners Ferry knocks off the top-seeded Teton. They'll go to the state championship at 3:50 on Saturday. And in the 3A, St. Mary's, they beat Ryrie 42-37 and will head to the title game against Wendell at 1:40 p.m. on Saturday.
Well, the Spokane International Film Festival, or SPIF, kicked off today with a panel filled with cast and crew of Oscar-nominated Train Dreams. In late 2023, the Gray Fire, as you probably know, devastated hundreds of homes, bringing those homes and the surrounding trees to ash. Months later, the cast and crew of Train Dreams used that ash to inform their emotional performance.
There was a lot of conversations of, wow, these folks really went through a tragic event, and this was really devastating. You have to balance the realities of what people went through with the fact that we're making a movie.
So the backdrop of ash and destruction added another layer to that movie. They say it connected the historical drama to the present, which is something they are proud of. Those who spoke on behalf of the movie today say they hope the success of the film encourages more people to come and film in Spokane. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, showings will happen at multiple locations, including the Magic Lantern. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a great night. We'll see you back here on Monday.